The Vikings.
All right, fourth quarter here. Fliffy. Oh, Fliffy. I'm sorry, Fliffy. That's just weird. It didn't roll off the tongue as much as I wanted it to.
Deep pass. He wants the end zone.
Oh.
Harvin.
Jets. You're a Jets fan and you're Xbox 360 all the way. I think it's absolutely the case that a lot of people play the Xbox 360 and a lot of people have friends that are on the 360. But at this point in time, the 360 offers one perk over the PlayStation, and that's a better online experience. And it's only a better online experience because you have to pay for it. Everything else, the PlayStation 3 has better. It's a better value. It's a better system. The graphics are better. I like the controller better. It's cheaper now. The Xbox 360 is now the most expensive system, and that's before you pay for your online. So, online is key, but it is not the only thing. You know what the PlayStation has that the Xbox doesn't? You can now get the NFL Sunday Ticket on the PlayStation. You can't do that on the Xbox. You can watch, if you don't have DirecTV and you want to watch the NFL Sunday Ticket, you can do that on the PlayStation 3. You cannot do it on the Xbox 360. And again, it's cheaper than the two right now.
Looking for a man. And the tackle was made.
Do I know
what happened there?
Cam Newton's overall rating? It looks like 77 from Jets fan. I can double check that if you guys like later.
Stretch those zones and widen the holes.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on their own 38.
How do you manage without online on these days of network attack? That was tough to not do online when the network was down. Not gonna lie.
Still looking for an open man. Has a man out to his right. Minnesota
fumble.
Has the football.
Absolutely not. Challenge.
You just can't have a bigger mistake than that. You're in complete control of the ball game. You have
no challenges.
And you give
How do I have no challenges? I have timeouts.
Like the
oh,
on the field, so
New Orleans challenges. I get you. Thank you, D&K Boy. Appreciate that. Tweetscape says, Juan Cornelius says, at JWWallE, tweeting and watching the broadcast on JTV. Since the 3 GameStops in town aren't having midnights, I'm going to have to enjoy it here until Tuesday. Well, please, enjoy it here. I'm going to go all the way till midnight Eastern Standard Time in celebration of the midnight launch. So you can enjoy. At JWWallE from WickedKiller987, which rivalry matchup do you think is the greatest in NFL history? As for me, I have to go with Ravens-Steelers. Absolutely not Ravens-Steelers. Too new. Greatest rivalry ever.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is overturned.
Yes.
What a saving play. They will reverse the call
yes.
on this fumble.
Bears-Packers. Absolutely. The only thing that comes close to that is Colts-Pats. But the thing with the Colts-Pats is it's a little too new. And it's really only Peyton Brady. Like, that's really the exciting thing there, not teams. So I'm gonna say Bears.
And we'll have a first down and 10. Ball on the 35.
A lot of that AFC East stuff isn't bad. Oh, this is your fault, all of you.
First down.
Causing me to do that. Will Randy Moss come back? I'm not being mean. You're being mean by...
He's searching for a receiver. Short throw to the left. The stop was made by Chad Greenway. Thomas caught that one for a gain of
What do you think of the dynamic
6.
player performance? I love the feature. Is that, are you referring to the thing where if you're like Tim Tebow and you're actually playing well, you'll keep playing better, and if you start playing bad, you'll actually get worse and worse and worse? Because if that's what you're talking about, I think that's genius, and that's really
fires a laser down the middle.
Important.
E.J. Henderson
yeah, no, that's absolutely it.
Everything seemed to work perfectly on that one.
Yeah, I can remember hearing stories about old-time players in the NFL that literally they could go out in the pitch black and make throws and catches without really even seeing the ball. That's the kind of timing we're seeing today.
First down and 10.
Evan Hunter Gale, she's actually not in on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Thomas gets the ball. And the tackle was made by Antoine Winfield.
5-yard gain.
Robert Beecham in your games, it says 5 for extra yards. No to check press start. Maybe I read that wrong. Get Ingram some action here. Oh, 2-minute warning. Okay, that's cool. Will Moss come back to the NFL? I don't believe so. I think he's done.
It's
Absolutely.
2nd and 4 yards to go. 2 minutes left in the ball game. Here's the give. The stop was made by Antoine Winfield.
Ah, I get it. I see what you're saying. Yes, Robert Meacham fights for extra yards.
Gets
Tis a
5
true
on the
story.
run.
What's up, little dancing feet? How you doing?
They're now threatening inside the 10. They'll give it off here.
Touchdown.
Touchdown, Saints. And this is going to make it tough for any type of comeback now.
Yeah, that was a place in the game where the defense absolutely had to make something happen, and they just couldn't pull anything out.
I feel bad for all Bengals fans as well. No, I don't. They stole from me, from my fans. Absolutely. They're thieves. The Bengals are thieves. And I don't mean just because they're punks. I mean that whole Who Day stuff. That is grand theft.
Less than 2 to go in our
That is
fourth quarter
theft.
of play.
It is who
The
dat.
score,
They
the
stole it.
Saints,
It's
17,
mine.
the
Or, well,
Vikings,
ours.
3.
Not yours. Give it back, Bengals fans.
New Orleans is ready to kick this one off.
At JWWallE says,
Stands
by the
back
way,
to
I'm
field the kick.
at Slivscore. How do you say it? Give me your best pronunciation on that, because I want to say your name properly. But I don't know that I can by just looking at that.
This will be down to the end zone for a touchback.
At JWWallE, what was the greatest Super Bowl you've ever known to see? Obviously, I'm incredibly biased. I'm a huge fan of Super Bowl 44 where the Saints won, but I actually think that is one of the best Super Bowls ever when you think about quarterback play in that one. No Super Bowls had 2 quarterbacks play that well in a game against each other, and that it came down to that pick 6 at the very end and the onside kick at the beginning of the second half. The drama and the quality of the game, I think you have to completely give credit to that as being just a great game, a fantastic game.
7 yards to go. Ball on the 20-yard
Pittsburgh,
line.
Arizona was very good, although that honestly didn't get really good towards the end of the game. That one wasn't
Looks left, loads it up,
entirely.
going up top, and he's wide open. Rumble, young man, rumble.
Yeah, the Pats-Giants Super Bowl was really good as far as like the context of what was going on and the upset. But let's be completely fair, as a game, that was not a really fun one to watch. It really wasn't. I really think that was just a really boring game. It comes down to this. A game like that, the Pats-Giants, was thrilling and one of the biggest upsets ever and really important game to the NFL. I just think that because so much defense was happening in that game, it was a game of failure. And that it was a game just dominated by failure. The failure of the Patriots to go undefeated, the failure of their offense to do anything, just failure all around. Whereas if you look at the Saints-Colts game, Super Bowl 44, that was all success. That was success of the quarterbacks. They were both playing really well. That was success of, you know, both offenses were rolling. There weren't a lot of punts. There weren't a lot of stuff. There was the onside kick, the success of a gamble, of a risk. And then the only big failure of that game was the pick six, and that was the key hammer. And even that, as a failure, a pick six as a failure is still a success for the other team because they've got the touchdown. Butthead5297 says, "Did you ever see the 1972 Super Bowl? Was that the one where the Dolphins went undefeated?" Because I actually have watched that game, or not all of it in its entirety, but one of those like hour-long shows where they showed whatever. I'm not saying the Saints Super Bowl was the best. I'm saying Super Bowl 44. If you look at it, if you look objectively and you look at on the paper and watching the game and what the storylines are going, and the fact that you know, no Super Bowl has had two quarterbacks playing that well. That was the greatest quarterback Super Bowl ever. It's not just because I love the Saints. You have to admit that was one of the greatest quarterback played Super Bowls. Like, the whole game was good. And what I'm saying is the Arizona-Pittsburgh game was not a great game throughout the whole game. It got amazing in the fourth quarter, I'm not going to lie, and had one of the best endings. S12341 brings up a great one. The Titans-Rams Super Bowl was absolutely one of the best of all time. I give massive props to that one as well. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. It's not just quarterbacks. It was just a great game across the board.
Ingram gets another carry.
Yeah, that one was crazy. The Pats-Rams wasn't as good, in my opinion. It was a good game, not going to lie.
And 10 to go.
Evan Hunter Gale says, "WallE likes American Dad." That's true. I love American Dad.
Breeze hands it off. The stop was made by Rodeo.
Fliffy says, "I watched 44, got bored, and changed the channel." Okay. Who's your favorite team? Or you just have a bias against the teams that are playing there? Because
again with the carry.
Nice. Ingram.
He crosses the goal line.
Boom.
Touchdown.
Ingram's rating is, I think, 82.
Right there.
Well,
I believe it's like the highest rated rookie in the game, something like that. Fliffy, no wonder you hated Super Bowl 44 then, because it was the Colts. You hate the Colts. It's okay. It's fine. You can't say that I only like it because I like the Saints, and you are saying you hated it. Well, I'm saying you only hated it because you hate the Colts. Yeah, and you know what? I really love Ingram's speed in this game. They've got that down because what his speed is, his is 10-yard speed. He has burst, ridiculous burst.
With just over
and they get that really well in this game because he's fast in the first 10 yards.
The Vikings 10.
Fliffy, that's fine. You can. I don't care. You can want the Colts to win. That's fine by me.
Kick this one away. Number 32 is back to receive the kick. He'll down it in the end zone.
I don't know what his speed rating is. We can take a look at that after this. But I do know his.
Well, it's only a two-possession game, so these guys won't give up. I suppose a quick score.
I can check the rating after the game. And Fliffy, I think it's clear that you fixed that typo. No problem.
They'll go to work at the 20-yard line.
Yeah, the linemen are good. You know what the big thing with the linemen, why they're so good and look so good in this game, is the collision detection stuff. You actually have to make contact
Throws it deep down the left side.
before you.
Rice was the intended receiver.
Before like they go into any sort of
That'll
animation
make it
for
second
hits.
down
It's
with
really cool.
10 to go. The ball is on their own 20.
And this
Has a man
quarter's.
open in the
Oh,
middle.
come on. The rosters are not updated. No, they're not going to be updated until tomorrow when the game comes out proper. And then we'll download the rosters and have a good time with the actual game itself. We're just playing it so you can see the graphics, the feel, the tone of it. Yeah, and this is, I believe this is exactly how it's going to ship. And to do the updated rosters, you're going to have to download some DLC. But I believe it's a free download, so you should be fine. Fliffy says, I like how you actually chat in the chat. Oh, no problem.
Has a man to his right.
In my opinion, what's the point of having a chat room if you're not interacting with you people? Because you're people, you're the hero. Like, we don't do it just because I like to put myself out there. We do it to entertain you guys.
After a big gain like that, the quarterback may try
the helmets look great. Yeah, the helmets do look great. The lighting, the dynamic lighting is really good in this game.
Progresses now that he's found a bit of an opening.
The reflections are really good. They're not just sort of like painted on like they were in the past.
Has a man short to his left. It's knocked down.
What do you think of Shockey going to Carolina? I think it sucks. I think it's horrible for me as a Shockey fan. I think he's going to be really good for that team. I think the one important thing that they need with their young quarterbacks is reliable pass-catching tight ends. That's perfect for a quarterback that's just learning. And it's great to have a guy like Shockey for a young quarterback because he can get open, he's fierce, and he will make stuff happen. Absolutely. Who do you think will be comeback player of the year? Oh, that's going to take a little thought process. I'm not completely sure I can properly answer that.
And he's tackled.
Sean Merriman, he could be really good. Dallas Clark, you know what? Tony Romo. I'm not a Cowboys fan. In fact, I rather dislike the Cowboys. But Tony Romo is going to have a really good chance to be comeback player of the year because of what happened with him last year. As far as what I know, and I know the Saints really well, the best player on the Saints who has a chance at being comeback player of the year is probably Pierre Thomas. But that's only if he can really wrestle the starting role away from Ingram. And, well, I mean, Ingram's not going to be a starter, but he's going to share carries big time. But if Pierre Thomas can make it so he has to get more carries, then he has a really good chance of getting comeback player of the year because he only played 6 games last year, and he's more than capable of rushing for 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns. Who's the best rookie in Madden 12? As far as ratings go, I don't remember who's the best ratings-wise. Although, now that I'm playing as Ingram here, I got to tell you, he's really good in this game. Like, he immediately makes an impact.
Throws it deep to the end zone. Intercepted, and this game is all but over.
This guy's a gambler, no question about it. He doesn't
S12341 says, is Sue dirty in Madden 12? I haven't played the Lions yet, but I think his rating is incredibly high, so we'll take a look. We may play the Lions a little later in the day and take a look. It's a tie between Marcel Darius and Patrick Peterson. I think that sounds about right. Halo392 says, Wally, what do you have, a PS3 or an Xbox? PS3. I want to do 4 verticals. Haha. AI, good or bad? I'm playing on just average difficulty level right now. I'm not going for the
and the
super
play clock is at 0. This
hardcore
should be a delay of game.
But it's not horrible right now. I'm not too angry. There's a couple times there's been some flubs, but what's your favorite vegetable? That's an interesting question.
Good coverage downfield.
Again, that's the second time, Jimmy Graham. Come on. Do you think Tony Romo was good? Don't you think Tony Romo was good, but his own line sucked? Not really. I think Tony Romo lacks a certain something to be like a truly great quarterback. His talent is there, but I think his mentality is off. But I will say,
surveys the field, throws it deep over the middle.
Oh,
a nice play
same with Cutler, exactly. Although Cutler's, I think, far more talented than Romo. Like, there's an immediate, obvious talent with Cutler, which is so frustrating why he never really comes to fruition.